Let's get physical. January the 29th until February the 2nd, I am back from vacation fully in the flesh. So yeah, this is a mix of games from this week and games that I may have missed from previous weeks. So let's jump in. Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash is the big retail release this week, which may not be a good sign considering I have no idea about anything to do with it, but look, much anime-ness. It's Bandai, they've got that Naruto engine they need to use, so let's stick this manga in it. It's a fighting game, a 2v2 sort of arena brawler that seems popular with some people. It also has a panda in it, which makes it excellent and probably game of the year. I've lived in China for 11 years, and I finally got my arse off the sofa and went to see one a couple of weeks ago when I was on vacation. And it didn't even look at me, it had its back to me the entire time, and the only thing it did was take a massive dump all over its leftover food before heading off for a nap. You've got to respect that kind of territorial masculinity, even I don't have the balls to do that. It's daunting having your family staring at you, squatting over the dining table. I'm such a loser. Anyways, if you want this or any retail releases, then please consider using the links in the description. You can purchase from Video Games Plus. It's a fantastic way to support us because they have good prices and cheap Canadian money. They have cheap shipping, especially to the US, and even free worldwide shipping if you purchase over 80 Canadian bucks. They have lots of good stuff over there. It's the best way to get retail releases, better than Amazon. You don't need to give more money to Amazon, okay? Plus, if you purchase something via our link, then each week you will be in with the chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Tomasz P, my Polish prince once again. He was a born winner. Arcade Game Zone. Hey guys, why don't we just copy classic arcade games but make them worse? That's what Arcade Game Zone has got for you, supposedly releasing in Europe this week. North America will have to wait a couple of months for it. I'm sure you'll be throwing your quarters out of the window rather than at this game. Alright, the low print releases. Fran is a creepy ass horror game that stars a young lady, which is always a scary start, never trust them. This is a psychological horror game with a distinctive art style. Personally, I was hoping it was the female equivalent of Rambo, because surely that's what they were playing off. Where's my minigun? I am slightly disappointed, but hey, it could be an unlockable item for New Games Plus, you never know. I mean, depressive thoughts don't stand a chance against 2,000 rounds per minute. This is supposed to be an incredible game for those who like this sort of thing. Overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, and there's only going to be 3,000 copies of it, so yeah, don't hang around. Super Rare keeping it to a minimum these days, and pre-orders are open on Thursday. And our executive producers Brent McLean and Jennifer M have chosen this as their pick of the week. Shadow of the Ninja Reborn is Strictly Limited's latest Switch release. Seems like it's been a bit of a while since their last one. They've been too busy begging for people to buy their in-stock items, but hey, this might actually be one to look forward to since on the surface, it may not seem like much. A remake of an NES game. But the fact that it's made by Tango Works instantly made me meerkat the hell up, because they also did the remake of Pocky and Rocky, which the longer time goes on, the more I like it. I think it's one of the best arcade run and guns on the Switch. This is obviously a different genre, but I'm looking forward to the incredible attention to detail that they are known for. I do take issue with the name though. I mean, if a ninja has a shadow, is he really a ninja? If I see a ninja with a shadow, he's getting expelled from my ninja school like instantaneously. No shadows allowed. You can pre-order it right now in a standard or deluxe edition, although I wouldn't be surprised to see this get a retail release as well since it's technically a partner store edition. They just have their own exclusive cover, and of course, a collector's edition as well. And our executive producers Punky Dooster and Totally Grateful have chosen this as their pick of the week. Sea of Stars is finally getting its Western physical release. Not right now, it's actually going to retail in May. Links are below for that, but I'm mentioning it here because I Am 8-Bit have put up pre-orders for their special version with different artwork, and I'm guessing something else, which may take your fancy. While I do like the artwork more than the retail version, I think I still prefer the Japanese one over the lot of them, just you know, personal opinion. What's not personal opinion is that I like this game, and you will too. If you like classic 16-bit RPGs, then it's a game you need to give a try. And our executive producers Instacritic, Alex M, Issa, Dane Wilkinson, Robotech, Offone, Precision Plague, Feig, and God of Resin have chosen this as their pick of the week. Under Night in Birth 2 Celes is a game I mentioned last week, or was it the week before? I don't know, because I made both videos at the same time, and the last time I said its name I went into a coma. Can you blame me for forgetting? Who names their game like this? Either way, I was conked out in my hotel room in Macau. Limited Run came out of the woodworks like a sneaky little physical goblin and presented to the world a collector's edition for it. Yes, the standard is at retail, but Limited Run are doing the collector's edition, which you can pre-order right now. El Shaddai Ascension of the Metatron is up for pre-order via Limited Run Games. You may remember that I recently brought this up as an import exclusive, as a physical to look forward to. But I did say Limited Run probably would do this, and here they are. A lot of people were very excited about this, and rightly so. It's a remaster of a 360 game that many feel was criminally underrated. I think it's a fairly big release, all things considered. Yeah, if you want the Japanese version instead, which is cheaper, then I'll put links down below for that, or you can pre-order from Limited Run right now. And our executive producer, Thorn Metal Luna, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Colossal Cave is Limited Run's third game in this episode. It won't be their last. This is a remake of a classic point-and-click style game, but now with full exploration, and it was designed by Roberta Williams, who was the Michelle Pfeiffer of PC point-and-click games back in the day. At least that's what one lonely friend told me. He didn't have many posters on his wall, he had to make do. Mixing a modern interface with old-school obtusity, it's got all the ingredients of a cool but poorly selling physical. Not enough procedurally generated deck building going on. You can pre-order this on Tuesday. Arzette is Limited Run's fourth game in this video, and I have to say, they got me. They got me. Something so sickeningly gimmicky, and yet really awesome at the same time. They got me. Credit where credit's due. Arzette is essentially taking inspiration from the Philips CDI Zelda games, but entering into the what-if part of the multiverse and asking the question, what if they were actually good? And this looks good. I'm quite sold on this. Obviously, they couldn't use Zelda. They had to get their cheap Moldovan animators to come up with some other characters. But yes, I kind of want it, goddamn you. I would like to see more of this Limited Run, using your money grabbing for the power of good, not Bill and Ted or Plumbers Don't Wear Ties licenses. You can stop that nonsense. And our executive producer, Cartoon Soren, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Before we head into the imports, I have a small announcement to make. You guys know that I do have ambitions of becoming a game publisher myself, and I have hinted at in the past about me joining with another physical company to, learn the ins and outs of the industry and, just see what I can do. Am I up to the job of becoming a physical game publisher? And I suppose I better announce it purely for the sake of, disclosure in the future when I have to say it. But I will be working with premium edition games from now on, in a smallish capacity. But yeah, I'm going to be working behind the scenes in a couple of roles, one of which is finding games to make physically. So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you want to see? Make my job easier. And whatever I decide, whatever I find, it probably won't happen too quickly, because they do have a nice backlog of games that they're going to make physically as well, which I will be promoting. But yeah, all I'm saying is, if you're waiting for my games, you might be waiting a little while. It takes time for these things to go together, and we have a backlog of games we need to get through. But I'll be sure to tell you which ones I find. But also, because my job is also in marketing and spreading the word about premium edition games, I hope you can also support them via me, via my mouth, in a non-court case kind of way. You know what I mean? So yeah, I have to build them up, because one of the jobs of being a physical publisher is marketing. You must be able to market your product, and so I need to really help them and see if can I do it. Can I bring premium edition games up with my expertise in certain stuff and my contacts and stuff like that? So I hope you can, we can help out each other and, help my dreams come true. So yeah, I'm joining premium edition games. Speaking of which, they've got a handful of games still in stock, a few hundred copies that are ready to be delivered right now, like A Robot Named Fight, the Steelbook Edition. Go on, get on that. Once those Steam Box are gone, they ain't coming back. A great game and a Steam Box. Who can say no? Go over there right now and purchase it, okay? Anyways, that's enough of me. Let's head into the imports. We're heading into Play Asia territory. If you want to import any of the games shown here, consider using the Play Asia links below. It's a fantastic way to support us. Plus, we can support you. You can get 5% off with our code SWTV23, which will be dead like now or soon. And our next code, I've already told them I want Jordan 24. That's what I want, okay? That's what I want. When February 1st comes along, that should be it, unless they say, hang on, no, we've changed it. But yeah, so far it's going to be Jordan 24. Anyways, let's get into the imports. DreadOut 2 released physically last week. Yeah, I had this down for like February, but it got boosted up to mid-January, and I made a video about it over on Physical Paradise, a nice little impressions video that I like to do over there, and it's pretty good. It ticks a lot of boxes. It's got a great premise, a nice setting, and girls in blood-soaked blouses. It's got everything you really need from a horror game. You can tell it wasn't made with a huge budget, but they got a lot right. The visuals, taking a bit of a hit on the Switch, but it still retains the atmosphere and necessary creepiness. Maybe the PS5 version will be a better option, which is also an import exclusive alongside the Switch one. They both have English and I would buy it myself. The Enigma machine and Alterity experience is going to be a bit of an obscure one. It's an import exclusive with English, and it's a double pack. It's published by Kaisen, who often like to do that, and this looks like an interesting one. The first game is a super short experience, about 1 hour or so, but the second game is supposed to be a bit longer, but there are way less opinions on it to really find out. First-person investigative games, maybe I'd pick this one up, but I can imagine this one becoming a bit obscure in the future like many of Kaisen games do. And our executive producer, Vei, my man in Japan, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Japan is also getting the Legend of Legacy HD Remastered, which does not have English, but the West will be getting that in the coming months anyway, so hold your horses. Alright, on to you lot. Bridget F sent in this photo with another double pack from Kaisen. They did behind the screen and defoliation, although I feel their newer one might be a little bit better than this. Psych Villain sent in this photo picking up Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which looks awesome. I bet they're glad they got this out before Sega announced the new entry in the Jet Set Radio series. Chris Kane sent in this photo with the Double Dragon Collection. Looks like it may have come with a bonus cover, which that's a nice throwback. Kevin W sent this photo with the ever divisive sense. Still, I like it, and it's not because of the boobs. I actually think the gameplay is decent. Robin H sent in Atelier Lulua, which is one of the Atelier games that everyone forgets is actually on the Switch. It seems like the odd one out. Verho M sent in this photo with the nice Japanese Sea of Stars, which came with all that nice stuff inside. I doubt the Western physical will be as generous. Dennis and Vicky sent in this photo with Metallic Child, which is finally back in stock on PlayAsia. I think it's a criminally underrated game. It's an import exclusive with English. The price is a bit high though, so I get it. Executive producer Feig sent in this photo with some visual novel goodness. Verse Evermore. Did that one sneak out? Axis have been like so productive in the Otomi genre that my brain has just given up keeping track. Executive producer Cartoon Soren sent in this photo of Dimension Drive, PlayAsia's very first Switch exclusive, and it still makes me nauseous. Executive producer Robotech sent in this photo with some arcade classics. I think the Konami one is a bit of a stretch. Most of those games were like okay-ish, wouldn't call them classics. Gemini sent in this photo picking up Persona 5 Tactica, which most people have gone quiet on right now. Maybe that's just the genre though. Same thing happened with the latest Mario and Rabbids game. Hype for a week and then nothing. Executive producer Jennifer M sent in this photo picking up the Asian version of Sonic Colors, which is always ridiculously cheap. God knows why. Maybe they printed way too many copies, but it's often like $10 or something. Executive producer Precision Plague sent in this photo picking up the Double D collection, as one does. As you know, I am collecting all the PlayAsia exclusives, so I bought the collector's edition for that, but I send them to my mom's house, and she was incredibly worried when she opened up the package. You can imagine why. Executive producer Offphone sent in this photo with Have a Nice Death, which I plan on showing off to you guys at some point. Pixel Love sent me a copy, but yeah, maybe next week when I have a bit more time. Executive producer God of Resin sent in this photo, getting in the Advanced collection for Castlevania. Not sure why they went with the NES aesthetic with that box, doesn't make much sense, but it looks alright. Corrupted File sent in this photo, showing off an absolute wealth of games including Trigger Heart Exilica, which you may remember RedOut Games recently announced a physical for. Did they put it up for pre-order yet? I don't know. I don't want to pause recording to check. Executive producer Vei, my man in Japan, sent in this photo with the awesome looking collector's edition of Lunar Nights. Now that should have been the main box art. Fantastic stuff. Transient Image sent this photo with 2 import exclusives, and he says that in Korea these are way cheaper than the other Asian versions. Lucky him. Alright, let's have a roundup. Pabs. Paul S. Shane L. Philip M. Andrew R. Vast Neon. Theo. Ashura G. McLaren. Needless Dragon. Wankel Rotary Engine. Elissa. Mr. Matt Hobb. Diesel JT. Sojan. Mickey McFlynn. Morality. Kresalak. Gundam Wing Zero. Darky. Alright, please send me your pictures on Twitter at SoWhatAboutGame. You can DM me, or you can submit it via our email address, switchwatchspotlight@gmail.com, and of course the Discord. The server link should be below. Please only send me 1 picture per week, and it must be Nintendo Switch themed, or at least have 1 Nintendo Switch game that I can talk about, okay? Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Let's Get Physical. If you watched all the way through, thank you ever so much. If you did, please leave a ninja emoji, preferably one that does not have a shadow, because I will not accept a shadow ninja, okay? Special thanks to our executive producers as always: Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Cazzo, JCross7776, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Z, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, Parsnip Coffee, Issa, Vey, Mental Traveler, Offone, Jennifer M, Instacritic, Precision Play, Kadacha, Totally Grateful, Alex M, and Feig. Please go check out some of our other stuff and some of my other stuff. Yes, we have Physical Paradise now. You can check some very quick impressions videos over on there. And of course, a bit more Jordan. I would appreciate you heading over to there. And of course, head over to premiumeditiongames.com and, help me out.